88 gang.
Hit me.
AYB, let pipe him up, bro.
Let's go big. 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 I got hop in a car with no roof. I got hop in a car with no roof. Let's go big. 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 Let's go big.
What's up, everybody? My name is Evan Rosenblum, along with a man who once accidentally punched Usher in the face. The legend Tyron Woodley's with us on a show we like to call
Real shit right quick.
That's right. Welcome to the show. We got a lot of topics to talk about, big stuff. In fact, we're going to lead with a pretty impressive beatdown by a guy that Tyron, you know.
Yeah,
Jake Paul stuck into a profession. Yeah, go ahead.
You know, Jake Paul did a great job in this fight, you know what I mean? The thing about Jake Paul is he gets the factor from everybody. Like, everybody wants to see somebody beat him. Everybody wants to see him challenge himself against a quote-unquote real boxer or fight a tougher opponent, or this person has what it takes. But slowly but surely, he's almost to 10 fights, and he's constantly have all of us watching. So
he is at 10 fights. He's 9-1 now.
Oh, he's 9-1, so he is at 10 fights. He's at 10 fights,
That's
so
right.
he has drug us along for the ride for 10 fights. So from a marketing standpoint, what he's doing is working.
27-year-old Jake Paul improved to 9-1 this weekend by beating Ryan Bourland, who's a professional fighter. Ryan Bourland, by the way, was 17-2. He's 35 years old, going into this fight against Jake Paul in Puerto Rico, which is where Jake Paul lives and trains now. And it only took 2 minutes and 37 seconds for Jake Paul to beat the daylights out of this guy and have the fight stop. Got to give him credit. I love the outfit. I love what he wore to the ring.
He got a new nickname
He's a
in Puerto
showman.
Rico, right? Gallo, right? Gallo. I don't know exactly what it says.
Oh, Gallo.
Gallo. Is it like a rooster?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
He thinks he's like a cockfighter, I guess.
A rooster punch is what Roy Jones Jr. used to do. He used to lead with the hook. He's dropped down low, and he basically jump into the hook without you catching it. He called it a rooster punch. I thought that he's getting more comfortable with combination. I'm not going to say it didn't look as sharp and crispy as he did in the last fight, but if you notice the time span in between fights, he really has been piecing fight to fight to fight to fight. It was Anderson, then it was Nate, then it was Tommy Fury, then it was Andre, then it was this upcoming fight. So he mentioned on his show that he needed some time off. His coach is like, you need to take some real time off. You take 5 or 6 days off, then you start jogging, and jogging starts back to pad work, and pad work starts back to a training camp. I don't agree with the fact of taking too much time off because he's still in the infant stages of a career. He keeps speaking about becoming a world champion. So he's fooling everybody by thinking he's a YouTuber, he's a Disney kid, but he's really actually making a career out of boxing, right? And because of his...
So fair to say that you're impressed with what he's doing right now?
Think about anybody that's getting into boxing, right? He brought up Canelo's record. You know what I mean? Look at his first 5 opponents. I mean, look at my first couple opponents. My first 2 or 3 opponents in MMA, professionally, they was fucking garbage, right? Because you're trying to build up experience. You're trying to get confidence, right? I don't want to call it padding your record, but nobody's coming out fighting Gervonta Davis their first fight. Nobody's coming out fighting the world champion their first fight. And because you want to see him lose, and because the fans want to see more because he's making so much, doesn't mean he has to take on a Canelo in his first fight, right? So now he's actually doing it in reverse. He took on legends that you know by name in a different sport. But since we didn't come from straight boxing, it's one component of our sport, but we're not fighting against world champion boxers, and most of us are not world champion boxers, right? So it's kind of an even playing field, right? That's why those fights looked pretty even, and they were entertaining. Now he's fighting lower level boxers. Tommy Fury is a lower level boxer as well. So all those boxers were lower level boxers. These are the fights Gary Shaw, anybody from Showtime, HBO would have matched him up against. So he's technically doing what a pro boxer would do in the beginning of their career.
So my question now is, he at the press conference after the fight, FaceTime Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a big name. He's a pretty good fighter. The issue with Ryan Garcia we've seen is he might be having some mental health issues right now. He's had them in the past. He's talked about them. He's very open about that. I respect him for that.
Yeah.
But now he might be going through something. But Jake Paul wants to fight him. Ryan Garcia seems interested in fighting him.
No.
Is that something that you think is good for both of them?
I don't want to see that.
Just kind of abandon
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. One, because Ryan Garcia is super fast. He's a good boxer. He's been in this for a very long time. Whether people think he's a TikToker or whatever the case may be, he's been in this sport for a long time. He's dedicated his life to this sport. Jake and Logan were buddies of him. You see him with the little vest on a long time ago. He was punching him in a body shield. I think he's having some mental issues. I think it's three things going on. I think there's a lot of pressure to perform, pressure to earn. I think he had his first professional loss against Tank, and
Davis.
The way you bounce back from a fight like that, especially one that's so such a large platform, everybody does it differently. All right, I think he's doing a little antics and some trolling, but I couldn't decipher which one was real. It was some 666 stuff on the stuff. Somebody's out to get me. He sounded like he's crying for help. His daughter's mom had pressed something out on Instagram.
Yeah.
I reached out to him yesterday, and I said, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't really feed into the Instagram shit. So as somebody that knows you, I'm reaching out to you to make sure you good, make sure you solid. I pray for you that your mind, that your focus, that the favor that you can go out there and still perform and do what you need to do, and don't let any of this stuff distract you. There was a time when I was in Hawaii, and this is when he first took some time away from the sport. I was in Hawaii. He was in Hawaii. So I kind of just, I randomly scooped him up on the corner. He was on the corner of Urban Outfitters, and I said, let's go, hop in the car. He hopped in the car. We went to Best Buy. He's like a little brother. He's really a kid. I gotta remember he's still a kid, right? So we was going to go out and watch some sharks and shit like that, at the sea. And he just needed to breathe. He didn't want to talk much, but I can just tell it was a lot weighing on him. And I really admire, the growth that he's had. Here recently, I watched his interview with Ariel Wani. He sounds pretty sharp. He sounds like he understands what he's doing. I like when somebody can be themselves. Like, everybody want to play goody two-shoot. If he smoke cannabis, so fucking what? Because guess what? It's actually medicated to people that are having anxiety and stress, and dealing with things. It's a pain reliever for people. My buddy beat his cancer with the oils because a lot of stuff was hurting his body. I've consumed it basically, pressure, anxiety. And I feel like Haney was like, oh, you accuse him of taking a hardcore narcotic. He basically said, I'm not fucking on that shit. All I do is drink a little bit and smoke a little weed. That's fine. There's really nothing wrong with that. So at the end of the day, I feel like that fight should not happen. I don't think Jake should have to reach out to him or Logan shouldn't have to reach out to him. But you should understand that if this is a kid that's acting completely out of characteristic of what you know him to be, right, give him a pass.
I agree with you. And first off, I just want to say props to you for reaching out to him, because a lot of people
I like Ryan.
will see somebody. Yeah, a lot of people will see somebody having a hard time in public, and they just stand back and they just are like, let's just watch the show. Let's see how it all plays out.
But they keep feeding into it even more. They make it worse. They make fun of it.
But the fact that you took time to reach out to him sincerely, genuinely, and were like, hey, I want to help you. I hope he takes you up on that. Because I've known you a long time now, Tyron.
I've been there, man. I've been there. I've been to those waters he's dealing with a lot of pressure, a lot of money, a lot of expectations. Everybody always got something to say once you get in that position.
It's good for somebody like you to give him that perspective, because when you're in the eye of the storm, right, and it's hard to kind of see the forest through the trees because you feel like there's this pressure and you feel like it matters and you feel like you have to give everybody performance, but you don't. You really don't, especially when you're Ryan Garcia. You've made a lot of money. You have kids. You have support. You don't have to do anything, which is great. And I'm not trying to say he should cop out or anything like that, but he needs to do what's best for him and taking a step back and just trying to evaluate everything and figuring out, all right, where is my passion? What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? Instead of feeling like, where does everybody else want me to be? What do I feel like I have to do?
It's not the time to tap out. This time to lock in with new perspective. Fuck what everybody else wants you to do. Fuck what everybody else say. Fuck who they want you to fight. Think about the reason why you're doing it. Think about your children. Think about your legacy. And then make that your motivation. Your motivation to push. Your motivation to keep running when you get tired. Your motivation to get up and spar when you want to sleep in, right? When you start really touching bread and you out here making that money, it's hard to get up and get motivated the same way you were when you were hungry, starving, and chasing it. So I would say don't back up. I would say lock in. Like I'm like a chaos theory. In the storm, I do the best, right? But at the time when I was in my reign, which by the way was the realest reign, right? I was trying to prove everybody wrong. Oh, you think this motherfucker can beat me? Let me show you right quick, right? Oh, you want to try to match me up? Or you want to give me a last? Oh, you think I'm out of shape? You want to offer me a fight in 3 weeks' notice? Let me run through Darren Till. That's what I did. So when that did not become enough for me, when I got tired of proving everybody wrong and I just let people speak and I kind of fell back a little bit, you can see in my fights that the motivation wasn't there. That, you know what I mean? The kids that I mentored, a Kobe, a Usman, a Gilbert, a Luke Wish. These guys watched my career. I got text messages to prove I mentored them. Who to fight, how to talk in the media, who to ask for next.
Well, I got to tell you, Tyron, I mean this sincerely. Like, Ryan Garcia is very lucky to have a resource like you. I truly, genuinely hope he reaches out.
I hope he finds this, too. I hope he finds this video because this ain't just for him, but it's a lot going on, man. It's a mental warfare when you in the spotlight. And it's because we all want attention. Everybody want fucking attention. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but when your intent switches, let everybody else. The way Jake's playing everybody with the Disney and the YouTuber deal, you play everybody with the attention deal. Let them think you're going for attention, but stay locked in on this mission, right? As long as you stay locked in on this mission, there's going to come a point in time where your opponent becomes your last performance.
Dropping knowledge. Look, we got more great stuff coming up for you on
Real Shit Right Quick.
Welcome back to the show, and now to a segment that Tyron came up with. This is one of his favorites. What's it called?
Celebrity Fades.
Celebrity Fades. And we're going to start with Alex Morgan of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team. Man, so she was playing on the team. They had a game against Colombia on Sunday night, a CONCACAF W Gold Cup game, and things got heated with Colombia. And you can see Alex Morgan, who is right now, I would argue, the most famous active women's soccer player probably in the world right now, got into it with one of her opponents. But the question I have is, does she really want the smoke, or is a little bit of hold me back? Take a look.
I mean, if Don't Hold Me Back was a person, it would be her. And the funniest part is Rodman's daughter. If it was Rodman, he would be with all the fights, all the smoke. So it's hilarious that his daughter's the one that's breaking it up.
Yeah, you can see right there. That's 21-year-old Trinity Rodman, Dennis Rodman's daughter. She is a great athlete. I mean, she's on the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team at 21 years old. She is no joke. But she jumped in the middle and kind of broke it up.
We're gearing away from back in the day when we used to be like, it's unladylike to fight. You shouldn't carry your way that way. Well, now you got MMA, female boxing, and they want to kind of be lit up too. They want to get turned up just like the males. So if they get agitated, we seen a couple weeks ago when the young lady was shooting a free throw from LSU. She's like, "Who are you talking to? You ain't talking to me. How many points you got?" Right? Let them live a little bit. You know what I mean? I think that feistiness, competitiveness. You know, I like it. I'm with it.
I like the fire and the passion. I do. But I also, when she's telling the other opponent, you can see Alex Morgan saying, like, you don't know where I'm from. Like, you either want to fight or you don't, right? I mean, it's not because she's a woman, it's soccer. Because you know damn well if this was an NFL game or an NBA game or a WNBA game or whatever, there's not much talk. It's action, right? You get into it. With this, it's like...
I mean, but you're talking about soccer, too, because, you know, don't act like they don't be sliding on the ground like, oh, my knee.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying, is that they don't want that smoke in soccer. You don't see people fighting in soccer like that. And for her, she's like, she's getting up in her face.
I think there's a soccer version of what we are normally seeing, you know what I mean, somebody cracking hands. What's the homie name from I'm drawing a blank, Bay Area team, play with Curry.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green 10 off.
Yeah,
Draymond Green is
that's
teeing
right.
off. We ain't gonna see no hold me back. He teeing off. So this is a
That's
soccer
exactly my
version of
point.
that.
So if she really wanted, she'd get after it. By the way, there's a funny video of Alex Morgan back in the day where she got into it at Disney World. This is a funny Alex Morgan story. Alex Morgan was with some other women's soccer players at Disney World, right? She was at like Epcot Center or whatever, where you can like go from country to country to country, and people go and they drink at the different. Like, you can go get beers in Germany, and you can go get wine in France.
Yeah,
and she got hammered. And they tried to kick her out, and she got like up in their faces, and they had to throw her out of Disney World. I think she was banned for life. Threw her out. She dropped the "You Know Who I Am." It was very funny. All right, the other celebrity fade we're going to talk about today isn't a guy who got into a fight, but a guy who got a different kind of a fade. Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, he had the signature kind of full beard look, and now this is the new Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott version 2.0 with the goatee as part of the thick beard club. Tyron, how do you feel about Dak?
I'm just going to try to tell you, long time ago, me and Dak played against each other at the Madden Bowl during the Super Bowl. So I was playing against Dak. I really couldn't play. So I took my controller, I slid it to Ocho Cinco. He was playing for me, right? Nobody knew it. But I was really like, my dog, he was a part of the beard game. Once you have a beard and you can grow a beard, unless it's for a big role in the movie, do not cut the beard. There's so many people that cannot grow the beard that if you cut it, like right now, my phone's even popped up with a beard comb. That's how deep into the beard game I am. So I really and truly believe he looks clean. I like the little bald fade. You know what I mean? He got style. But bro, don't cut the beard off, man. If you got it.
You know, he looks like evil Spock. You know, back in like Star Trek, they had the one where there's like regular Spock and evil Spock because the evil Spock got to go. He's evil Spock. Anyway, do you consider a person with the goatee?
The cut is clean, but I disagree with cutting the beard. I told him, unless you're going to pay me some bands, I'm not cutting the beard. I'm not doing it.
We got more coming up for you on
Real Shit Right quick.
Welcome back to the show. My name is Evan Rosenblum, along with the legendary Tyron Woodley. And now we're about to do a segment we like to call
Crown 'em or Clown 'em.
Yes, and the person who is at the center of this segment is Rome Odunze. Rome Odunze is going to be one of the top 10 players selected in the upcoming NFL draft. He is a bad you-know-what out of Washington. He's a wide receiver. He was an All-American in 2023, two-time first-team All-Pac-12 wide receiver, a freak of an athlete. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. What he did at the Combine in Indianapolis this weekend has everybody talking. Basically, there's a cone drill called the shuttle drill where you got to try to like move around 3 cones. It's like it's like a box almost. And he was trying to get a time of 6.6 seconds, which he didn't hit during his official workout. So he did something that impressed almost everybody there. He stayed until like after everybody left. All these people left. He kept the cones out and he kept running the drill and running the drill and running the drill. He got 6.8, but he was trying to get to 6.6. And the reason he wasn't getting the time is because he kept like clipping the last cone with his foot. So he was trying to get his footwork down. And all these scouts, all these people were like, wow, I've never seen a kid work this hard and stay past like the usual combine time to like try to get this thing down. Some people are saying it's great. Other people are saying, hey man, like you had a chance, like you get your chance and you didn't hit it. So let's go home and wrap this thing up.
Everybody gonna have something to say. I feel like he's top 10 already. He know he going to the NFL. He's not going to injure himself doing this drill. If I was a scout, I'd be like, I kind of like what I see because he's obsessed with perfection. He won't leave until he get it. And those are the type of people that I want around. That's the kind of people I want on the roster. But when you really think about a receiver, like it's not back in the day or like when I used to watch a lot of football, like the Andre Reeds, and it was a number, a name, and a helmet on. Now you see the helmets off, you see one-hand catches, guys like Antonio Brown and, Landry and Odell Beckham. They really have put the razzle-dazzle in there. So I think receivers may feel like they got to do just a little bit more to stand out. But I like it. I like the fact that he's just letting us know that he's still having fun with it. That's why I'm doing some crazy flips and shit, which you guys will probably see in a couple seconds. But, I don't have an issue with it. I got to cry on him a little bit.
Oh, so the other side of it, though, is like, when you're at bat, you're playing baseball, you get one at bat, you get a certain amount of pitches, 3 strikes, you're out. You're football, right? You're down the 1 yard line, you get 4 downs and it's over, right? Like you get a limited amount of time to like.
Is the journalist part of Evan coming out now, or is it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, everyone's like, oh, look how hard he's working. And that's great, right? But I guess my question was more of it like performative than it was actually, like he's trying to show everybody, like, look, I'm willing to sit here and be the last man out of the stadium. And by the way, that's valuable and that's impressive. I'm impressed by that. But also, like, dude, like, you have your opportunity to perform during the combine. Like, at a point, it's like, okay, you were here. You had your chance to like show and hit a particular time. You didn't hit it. They told him at one point, they're like, dude, just do it on your pro day. And he's like, no, I'm going to stay here until I get it done. And that's cool. That's a great work ethic. But also, like,
but if I want to take my ass
home, that's not how the NFL works,
though.
What's that?
If you want to take your ass home, then if I'm a worker and I'm trying to get home, all right, bro, we know you're athletic, but you need to get your ass up out of here. I'm trying to go home.
By the way, I don't think we should crown or clown Rome. I think I'm impressed, but I think the person who gets the crown is Jamie Erdahl, who's the NFL Network reporter, who was out there staying right there with him, watching him after the whole place. Everyone's gone. It's cleared out, and she's still there. She's pregnant, by the way, like very pregnant. And she's still out there, like doing her job.
She could be the one that's trying to get the performance that I stayed, everybody else, and I'm the media. And if he got the time, I was there. Well, I'm there pregnant. Maybe I'm going to take the other side. I'm saying maybe she was chasing for the little extra clout point.
You know what, though? It worked for me, and I'm in the studio and you're not. So, hey, editors, crown her. I make the choice today. Crown Jamie Erdahl. All right, well, that's going to do it for us here at
Real Shit Right Quick.
We got so much stuff going on, though. Don't miss our show. Share our stuff. Subscribe to our channel. Be part of it, because if you're not here and you're not part of it, you're missing it. And there's a lot of great stuff to come, especially next week. Don't miss it. See you then.
Let's go big. Let's go big. Let's go big. Let's go big. I got having a car with no roof.